Hello, and welcome back to The Mail-In. I'm your host, not even co-host today, Sally deFries, and I'm in studio with none other than my husband, Will. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm doing my best to impersonate Brett while he is out on a ski trip.
Okay, first of all, I've never sat in this chair of the studio before, and it's throwing me off. But also, normally I sit like really close to Brett so we can have a little bit more rapport, and it feels like you're far away.
Yeah,
So,
I do a little further in the studio.
You're
I
like
I like creating
over
a
there.
buffer.
Okay.
I just think it's like when Barrett and I record retail therapy, I think it's kind of weird just to be sitting like knee to knee in the studio if we don't have to.
But we're husband and wife.
I know. But
Okay.
I still just think like it's nice to spread out and hang.
Okay. Okay. Well, I did suggest that you and I both sit on the love seat together, and I was informed that that would not look good on the YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
It is, well, and it would be significant head turning, I think, because we'd have to, it would be hard to probably hear each other.
I saw a interview with Andy Cohen the other day, and he said that whenever he and John Mayer go out to eat, they sit on the same side of the booth together.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so lovely.
I'm thinking about sitting on the same side of the booth with my boys from henceforth.
You won't even sit on the same side of the booth as me. I mean, I don't want you to, but
You're not one of my boys. You're my wife.
you don't think that that's a little weird?
Randy, would you sit on the same side of the booth as me at lunch if I took you to Kelly's?
Absolutely not.
Okay. That's great. Just a couple, I'm going to just preface one thing here. If you're watching on YouTube, I got some aesthetic work done today. So I have a couple little marks on my face, maybe a little swollen, maybe bruising. We don't know for sure. With our boy Caleb over at Skin Spirit. He's been on retail therapy before. People love Caleb. Shouts to Caleb. Also, going to do a quick intro, unless you want to banter some more.
I mean, I don't know.
How's your day been?
Fine. I don't know. I came into the studio today and just wanted to do content. We
had an interesting night, unfortunately, as parents.
Not that. We just had an ear infection.
We have an ear infection. One of our sons has an ear infection.
I wasn't an ear infection kid. Were you?
No.
I was. Like myself and all my siblings had ear tubes. And honestly, neither of our kids have been ear infection kids. So I think the consensus is either, because it's really more like anatomical of how their ears canal and stuff meets their nasal passageways. You either are or you aren't. So you either get them all the time or you don't. And I got them all the time. I got swimmer's ear every summer, no matter what. And neither of our kids had ever had one. And then Charlie had one for the first time a couple months ago. And now Fritz has one.
I would just get really bad headaches if I didn't wear a winter hat outside during recess. Like my ear would just kill. But it didn't last. I just need to thaw out a little bit.
You think that's the cold or the pressure change? Do we know?
I don't know.
It is bothering Fritz to go outside. So we hit up the pediatrician this morning. Already got some meds on board. Feels great.
Randy, is your sense of hearing as good as your sense of smell?
What?
Okay.
No, my smell is much better than my hearing.
If you had to rank your senses, is your smell your best?
I'll say my best is my listening.
Okay.
That's when I include applause.
Okay.
Do you have a good sense of smell?
I have a great sense of smell.
He's got a great sniffer on him.
Oh, yeah.
I have a horrible one. Mine's constant. My nose right now.
Randy, you could say, might be, outside of the actual Velobox girls producing the candles, he might be the most important cog in the Sunday Scaries candles.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like a smell super recognizer where if you smell something, you can because that's not even all just your nose. That's part of your hippocampus too, of connecting what you smell to a memory.
Usually, yeah. I definitely want to just get a scent sample of everything just so I can just know all right, that's lavender, all this and stuff. I know a lot of it smells like, but I need a little a little palette.
I'm not good at identifying.
You could be like a som because that's a huge part of it.
It is, but I don't like wine. I've thought about this too. I'm a really good sniffer, but I don't like the taste of wine.
Well, that can apply to other things. You can be you could do it with liquor, or you could do it with
olive oil.
Olive oil.
You could get really into olive oil.
When I did do the tequila tasting in Mexico, it was cool. The way that they taught you how to do it, all right, you need to breathe in, swallow, and then breathe in like again, I'm like, oh, okay. I can now taste like the difference of tequila. It doesn't just taste like tequila to me. I'm like, I get the afternoon.
When you do the tasting, if you do a liquor tasting, whether it's like tequila or whiskey, I guess those are really the only two that I've done. You can like seeing it side by side makes you realize how much different it actually is.
Yeah.
When you did the tasting, we did a tequila tasting last year, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I got all 6 correct.
I got 1 correct and I copied it off Sally's.
Ours was like, you had to do a Blanco, a Reposado, an Añejo, a super Añejo. That's not a real thing. I forgot what it was called. An extra Añejo.
A super Añejo.
Did y'all do that?
Pretty much. We did
Okay.
like all their different
Okay,
tequilas.
so that's what we did. And I absolutely smashed it. The guy was super impressed. I know for a fact he was. But I also didn't finish all my tequilas. Will finished all of his tequilas.
Oh yeah, ours were all labeled, and then we also had like 12 in front of us. Too,
Yeah.
So we weren't supposed to be drinking all of that.
We did a tequila tasting a few years ago at a Mexican resort with some friends, and our friend Tube Socks made them make him a suicide with all the tequilas that he had left over.
He's a blender.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, it was.
It was so upsetting. Like I think about that a lot. Like how gross that must have tasted. I think they like put a bunch of lime in it. They're like, this is a cocktail now. I was like, that's not a cocktail.
They shook it with like some lime and some other stuff to try to do whatever. But yeah, after doing the full tequila tasting, I was pretty good on tequila for the rest of the night.
Well, because that one we also did mezcal and
Sotol.
So we like really, I think we had 8 different.
See, I could see
tequilas.
Randy being into Sotol.
I do like it. I
Sotol's
like
a
Desert
big
Doors.
Austin thing, I
Mhm.
feel like.
Yeah, because the Desert Door.
Yeah. Well, should we get into let me get some stuff out of the way. This is the Mail-In Podcast. We record every week, supposedly. We're trying to be better about it now that I have the time off to do it. But we need your help. We need questions. We need you to like and subscribe to the pod, maybe tell a friend about it. But mostly, we can't exist without your questions. So you can always write in at the link in our Instagram or Twitter bio. You can also call us and hit the hotline. We haven't done like a voicemail episode in a while because we are lacking on voicemail. So please give us a call at 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Again, or you can hit us up in the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. You can also watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/Mail-In Podcast. And let's get into it.
You can also join the mail-in logo contest by submitting your mail-in proposed branding and logos to will@washmedia.com.
Will has been itching to rebrand for 2 years. And
y'all haven't rebranded since you became the host.
I know.
Brett, and it's just it drives me crazy.
Will?
So if you want to enter the contest, there will be prizes. will@washmedia.com. But without further ado, can we hear from our friends over at Lola Blankets?
Yes. Can I say something before we even get into the ad copy?
What?
I personally bought 3 Lola blankets before it was even an ad sponsor because I believe in them this much. And at first I was like, this thing can't be that soft. It can't be. And truly it is. And we have now, my friend explained it best. She was like, once you have one, you're going to have 12 because every single person in your house needs one. And then you need backups for each bed, couch, etc.
I mean, we got straight up Valentine's Day coming up. I don't know how you guys are spending your Valentine's Day, but I'm going to a Widespread Panic concert with one of my boys. And so that means I need to get my wife a nice gift.
Yeah.
I think a Lola blanket does just the job. Sally said she was getting us a blanket, and I was like, we don't need more blankets. Stop. And then the Lola blanket came in, and suddenly I was like, okay. I've been napping under this thing on the couch like all the time.
You were originally not a believer, and the second you touched it, fully flipped your tune.
Yeah.
Our son loves it. Our dog also loves it. We all fight over it. Now we thankfully
they make
have
a dog
multiple.
version.
They make a dog version and a baby version. This would honestly be also a great baby gift. It's so soft.
Yeah, I don't normally nap on the couch, and ever since we got ours, I've been napping on the couch like a lot more, and it feels really good. And our son loves it so much, but he couldn't carry the large. They make them in like all the different sizes. So we got him a medium size so that he could actually carry it to his bed with him.
Yes.
Just go get one. It's not just a blanket, it's a home upgrade. Go make it happen.
It's got good weight to it.
It's
It
got
does-
great weight to it.
Without being a weighted blanket, which I really like, because I sometimes weighted blankets feel a little too suffocating to me. This feels the perfect amount.
Just go do it. Just go do it. Okay. For a limited time, our listeners can get 40% off select Lola blankets and other products with code MAILIN at checkout. Just head over to lolablankets.com, use code MAILIN, and after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you. Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola blankets.
All right. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one's the longest one. Howdy, Sally and Will and Randy. I've been dating my girlfriend for almost 2 years now. We started out as a long distance, 5-hour drive for about the first year. Then in early 2025, she moved in with me. Prior to that, our visits were pretty much 1 weekend per month, whether it was me going to her or her coming to me. During this long distance year, we were never frequently intimate, maybe one in every 4 to 5 visits, aka months, we would get intimate. And other times she would tell me she was on her period or just tired, which I 100% respected and understood and did not get the least bit annoyed or upset. Let me reiterate by saying I love her very much and was overall happy in the relationship, and I feel like she felt the same. So sex was never priority number one on these weekend trips, though admittedly I did take notice of the lack of it. I guess I figured after moving in with each other, our sex life would just naturally improve to a more frequent occurrence due to being together in the same city and house. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. We have gone periods of 6 months without any form of intimacy besides from a peck on the lips, good night, and good morning. I have brought my concerns up to her in a casual, neutral setting, but she shuts down and gets a bit defensive when I communicate that I would like to find a way to be more intimate with each other. I put emphasis on not pressuring her into anything and understand that things may not change overnight, but no improvement has been found. One note, she takes anxiety meds and has since basically the beginning of our relationship, which I believe is the cause of the lack of libido. But getting off of those is not an option. We have discussed marriage before she moved in, and I know she's going to want a ring sometime in the next year or so. How can I tell the woman that I love and plan on marrying that I'm needing a little more intimacy in our relationship before I propose and we take the next step in the relationship, all while not sounding incredibly selfish? Any help would be massively appreciated. Thank you. This ain't good.
Yeah,
I have concerns.
yeah, there's a lot of things that make a relationship work, and sexual compatibility to me is like a pretty big one.
Correct. And I think I do think that there is a very real chance that this is due to her anxiety medications. That's a very known side effect. I don't know if she's on SSRIs, but that's a well-known side effect of SSRIs. And the problem is that if you weren't a super sexual person before and are now realizing like, oh, my libido is totally crushed, you also just may not be talking to your doctor and being like, hey, I need to switch from Zoloft to something else because like I don't want to have sex anymore. So that's hurdle number one is like she may not be a super sexual person in general. And so if the meds are already affecting her, like she's not going to have the drive to go say like, I miss this part of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't seem like she's super affected by it.
Yeah.
But number two, like sex isn't the only part of a relationship, but I do think that people go through dry spells. Relationships have ebbs and flows of like periods where you're less intimate with each other. I don't feel like it's the best. I like it, without sounding like so cliche. It's only going to get worse from here, right? Like you get married, you start having kids, like you lose the time, the honeymoon phase is over. Like if
she's not breaking our boy off now, she's not going to break him off later.
Okay, don't say it like that.
No, it's tough. Like he sounds pretty genuine in his question.
And the thing is that he sounds so respectful, like he understands what's going on, but I can understand. It's not even like, oh my God, he's so horny and she's not. It's like intimacy is such a huge part.
He's just looking for like regular intimacy, and it sounds like the cadence they were on, even, having stretches when you were long distance of getting together, it was like yeah, you gotta have your head hung a little bit when you're walking away from that.
I would almost argue too, I feel like that's kind of wild about them being in a long distance relationship and not, because I feel like when you're in a long distance relationship, all three of us in this room have been in long distance relationships. You and I in one previously. You when you see your person, especially if it's like once a month, you're packing in every single thing you can to like, because you've missed them, right? Like you're doing all the stuff together, you're going to dinner, you're being fun. Like those are the times when you don't get the monotony because you're in a long distance relationship. So you like lose the like, we live together, we share a bathroom. I see him every morning. He's seen me bloated, blah, blah, blah. Like that doesn't exist when you're in a long distance relationship because you literally are shoving a month's worth of time together into 48 hours. So that I think is the more concerning thing to me, is that like this already existed before they even moved
Yeah.
in together.
When I was in high school, I was dating a girl, and she and I like never made out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And all my buddies they were just like, "What's going on? Like, you're not making out." And then it just became a thing. And then like every time we would get together, it'd be so awkward that we just wouldn't do it. And then finally I was like, "Yeah, I think we should stop doing this. We don't have any chemistry. Like, we clearly don't want to."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that's the problem with them, but like maybe it's like this unspoken thing at this point where it's like, it's built up.
It's interesting too, because he says periods of 6 months without any form of intimacy aside from a peck on the lips. Like, so that we're like,
So they're like friends.
they're not even
like
doing
roommates.
like anything. It's not
Yeah.
even like making out. It's like a peck on the lips for good night. Like,
Yeah.
it
You got to have this
seems-
combo, my man, especially if she
Yeah.
wants a ring in the next year.
Cause hey, I'll say it, brother, your needs aren't being met.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What I this is tough because I think it is very difficult to find the person that is going to fulfill you physically, emotionally, intellectually. And when one of those things is lacking, especially before you've even entered the like really monotonous part of your relationship, like marriage, not that marriage is always monotonous, but you're even settling down even more. It's like the exciting times are done. You're already going to have to work even more. You know what I'm saying? To like keep it fresh, keep it.
Yeah. He needs
Fun.
to confront this. This is a potential deal
Well,
breaker.
but the thing is, he has. So if she's not really like that bothered by it, you may need to ask why, And I don't think that, I don't want to jump so far as to say this is a full deal breaker, but this would be giving me a lot of pause before getting engaged to somebody like this.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's any room in like, it sounds insane. Like, should they see a couples therapist about this?
I don't know. I thought about that, but then I was like, is that overkill?
Like, do you
How
need to go
important is
see a
it?
sex therapist if you like literally
Is it
are
important
not-
enough for you guys to go to a therapist? If you say yes, then sure, go do it. If it's not, then it might just be time. Just
Yeah, you need to reflect on yourself how important, intimacy is in a relationship for you. Because like
Maybe
for
she's
me, it's
asexual.
very important. But like it's just this you need to figure
6
it out.
months between a peck?
Yeah.
That sucks.
that sucks. Can we move on? I don't want to think about this anymore.
Okay, well, like, okay, sure, we can go to
No,
the next
well,
question.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got to make
Okay.
some decisions within.
Lately, I've been thinking. I save a lot because I don't want to end up struggling in retirement, but at the same time, I don't want to look back and realize I didn't enjoy my younger years. How do you balance that? Full disclosure, I like had working a W-2 job, have like my employee sponsored retirement account, put a decent, I don't know, a certain percentage away every month. And I did not really think about that. I should have started younger, I'm sure, but like we didn't even really think about that till well into our relationship with each other. Like and maybe because I felt like my 20s, I was really not settled. And then I was in school, and then it really took like us being married and having children before I was like, okay, we got to like actually get serious because we need to save some money. And I don't think that we were like living absurdly or out of our means or just not like being smart at all. We were saving money, but not in like an intentional way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've never been much of an intentional saver.
No, it literally took
I
us getting a
save.
financial advisor to be like, tell me what to do.
Yeah, no, but that's like I save, but I don't like have a system.
Right.
I just try to put as much away as I can while still selectively enjoying things that I enjoy. But like during my 20s, I always thought like I'm such a loser. I'm not saving anything, blah blah blah. But like I wasn't making anything. Like I was
Right.
broke, and so it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? So it was like, yeah, if I'm gonna have to spend a little extra on something to enjoy it, I was gonna do it because like the $20 wasn't gonna do anything for me.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then like when I started actually saving, I still didn't create a system. It was just like, okay, as long as I'm saving, I'm doing okay. And that's kind of my whole MO in money.
Well, I
As long
know
as you're
that's why
saving,
we
you're
have
doing
a financial advisor now.
Yeah.
I think
I had some questions that needed to get answered, so getting someone to help was needed for me.
I totally get your viewpoint. I think I was the same way in my 20s. It was like, okay, well, like saving $100 here, which any person who's like really into finance would lie and be like, well, the compounding interest, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Brett.
what?
Brett would probably be having a lecture about that.
Like, but also, sorry, no offense to Brett, like also would spend the $100 instead of
Oh, yeah.
saving it.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah,
like
say one
bad
thing, but
advice.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anything from Brett.
I think if you are, there are so many tools out there. Probably the easiest to do is get on ChatGPT.
Stop.
But I'm just saying, of like set your goals. Because I think there's people who, this is the spectrum. There's people who don't think about it at all and are like YOLOing their way through life. And I think you can also end up anywhere on the spectrum as you age. But there's people who don't care at all. Then there are the people who like, I remember when I was 25, this girl and her fiance were literally only eating out once a month because they wanted to retire when they were 50. And I was like, okay, well, no offense. Like that is great for y'all that you want to like retire when you're 50, but you're missing out on a lot as a 25-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
There's obviously a balance to be struck in between. I think this is a very personal goal for each person. So there's so many calculators out there of like, when do I want to retire? How much do I want in retirement? Things like that you can calculate. Also with the caveat that like the economy could crash and it won't matter because then you're going to have to restart all again. So taking those things into consideration, I think probably keep doing what you're doing, but don't be so obsessed with saving for retirement that you're like, I can't go out to dinner more than once a month. Like, no, do you need to be eating at a like expensive steakhouse every Monday night? No, you don't. Like,
Go get a slice.
Okay.
Go get a slice of za.
but like, and do you need to have like the most expensive car and apartment? No, you don't have to have that either. There's just a good balance. Like when you're realizing that your friends are doing fun things that you are saying no to because you're so worried about retirement, I think that that's where you can like draw the line of like, okay, is this going to be like, don't do dumb things. But I also think that it's worth having experiences. Like experiences are also an investment in your own like personal growth.
See, I know a lot of people get advice from like Dave Ramsey and stuff, and I'm sure he's great. I'm sure he's a great guy. Don't know anything about him besides the viral clips of him. But I get my financial advice from Kid Rock.
Okay.
He once said, money, money, money ain't shit to me, but I got to make a lot just to be free. That's got to be the mentality.
So like, where do you think about, so you think you should just save for retirement? Like, I don't feel
no,
like
he should just try to make a lot so he doesn't have to think about it.
Well,
you know?
well, then I've always, Biggie Smalls said, "More money, more problems."
It's true.
You
It's
ever
true.
really think about that? That's
Do you think about that,
it's a
Sally?
real catch-22, Sally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Scholars. I don't know. I think what Sally said, I agree with. If you're saying, how many times are you saying no to things? Like you need to step back on that. Like maybe go on a trip, but you don't need to overspend. But like
Like, don't live
don't
outside of
say
your
no
means.
to everything. Don't say yes to everything, but like yeah, you need to go out and enjoy your youth
Yeah.
for sure.
And also, like, just figure out ways to do things cheaper. Like, if you want to go travel to a city, just make sure you prioritize a city where you can crash on someone's couch and you're not getting a hotel or an Airbnb or something like that. Like, if you're young enough, it still doesn't matter. When I would go to San Francisco for Memorial Day when you were like working or in school or whatever you were doing, like, I would just crash on the couch. That whole trip used to cost me like $400 total to go to San Francisco and do stuff for a weekend. And like, those were great weekends. Got to see friends that I never got to see. Enjoyed it and like was a true like refresh. Like, okay, now I'm psyched to get back to it.
And like think about the things that you won't be able to do while you're older. And whether it be like having kids and stuff, but like I'm like, I think about going like out on West 6 now. I'm like, I'm glad I did that when I was younger, but like I can't now. I like going to like music festivals and EDM shows. That was a lot of fun when I'm younger, but I'm not going to go do that when I'm in my 50s and retired. So
Right.
it's like you have to find the balance of what is the stuff that I'm never going to be able to like fully enjoy as an older person or like feel weird about doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Europe will always be there probably. Who knows? But like
Who knows?
but yeah, like doing the young stuff while you're young is magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like, if this guy's working like a corporate job, like max out your 401k. Like, just do that. Just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, just do that. And like, as long as you're doing that, I'm not saying you're fine, but
But
like
you're doing
at least
you're
like
doing more than
you're at least
most
showing
of the population.
that you care.
Yeah.
But like, just yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm the best person for financial stuff since I've never taken an accounting class and haven't done anything.
All right, you ready for a really exciting one?
Sure.
My fiance and I are in a heated debate. I wash my hands before unloading the dishwasher, and she insists this is unnecessary. We need an expert ruling. Please discuss and confirm that I am, in fact, the sane one. I am not going to lie to you. I haven't even ever once thought until this question was asked of me about washing my hands before unloading the dishwasher.
Oh, I definitely do. Before I eat and before, because I mean, I don't want dirty dishes with my dirty hands.
No, honestly, the logic is there. I totally get it. I don't think I've ever like gone out of my way to do it. And I think it's because mostly I'm already at our sink and dishwasher, like with my hands wet and with soap on them. So like but I've never like intentionally been like, I need to wash my hands before I unload this.
Yeah, but usually when you unload the dishwasher, it consists of you asking me to help unload the dishwasher. And then you get distracted by another chore and then run off and do that. And then I'm left emptying the dishwasher with my dirty hands.
Okay.
More money,
So
more problems. Think about that.
Do you wash your hands before you help me?
I don't. I do feel like with our dishwasher though, I end up like doing the dishes at the same time that I'm emptying the dishwasher because we're doing so much with kids that like my hands are usually clean in that scenario.
Right.
Or like I've just eaten, so my hands aren't that dirty unless I have food. But like, I don't think my hands are truly that dirty at the times when I'm unloading the dishwasher, but I also don't seek that out. I've never even thought of doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Normally this is how the unloading the dishwasher works in our household. Okay.
I just described it perfectly.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you some context for the people at home. What normally happens is we finish whatever meal, or Fritz and Charlie finish eating breakfast. I carry their plates to the sink. There's maybe 3 other cups in there, something like that. And I'm like, oh man, I need to load the dishwasher with what's currently in the sink. Then I open the dishwasher. I'm like, damn it, it is full and it's clean. So now I have to unload it before I can reload it. So what I normally end up doing is rinsing the dishes in the sink, getting all the food particles off of them, etc., drying my hands off, taking the dishes out, and then putting the dirty dishes in. So like I said, like normally at that point, my hands are either wet or like I just washed some dishes with soap. So I feel like they're clean enough, but I've never like, it's Our dishwasher, we run our dishwasher so often. We go through so many freaking plates at this point and utensils that I feel like it's never like I leave my room and I'm like, I'm going to go unload the dishwasher. It's like we are unloading the dishwasher out of necessity because we need to reload it.
What's up? I feel like last year there was a big push from big dishwashers saying that you didn't have to rinse your plates and stuff. I tried doing that and all our shit was coming out dirty.
And big dishwasher was also saying like these high efficiency ones, like, oh, just run your dishwasher every single night. It's more efficient. Like you're not wasting water. I'm like, like you'll waste less water by doing a big load than like just you don't have to do it every single night.
No,
like
and also I don't want to empty the dishwasher every single day. Like I like having a collection of dirty dishes that can get other dirty dishes added to it and then doing it all at once. Like I like saving that task up. I don't want to micro unload the dishwasher.
Yeah, but the problem is now that we literally run ours every day.
But whatever. I mean, like
I do think as a single person, like I don't need to dishwash for like a glass, a plate, and a knife and a fork.
Were you in the office today that Brett asked how many paper towel rolls was too many to go through? And then we asked him how many he was going through a week and he told us and we were like, dude, you gotta.
How many was he going through?
Like a lot.
That's so bad for the environment.
Well, I told him, I was like, you gotta get some dish towels, dude. What's going on here?
Does he not have dish towels?
I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, like I can't fathom what that advertising about. Maybe they were saying like instead of hand washing, you can just dishwash every single time. But I'm like, washing your dishes once a week and just like stacking them up is still less water than a high efficiency than it's still the same thing, right?
Do you feel like your dishes get like it smells in there though?
No.
Well, like, have you ever seen a dish in our like cupboard with like a thumbprint on it from me being dirty or something?
No.
Like I get the idea behind this, and I respect the cleanliness.
So I think they're both right here.
I kind of think they are too.
I agree.
I have ever since COVID, like really been more conscious of washing my hands before I eat every single time. And she says it's unnecessary. Yes, I think we have probably got into an era where like we are over washing our hands. I think about all of human history and like we learned washing hands is better for like medical practice and all this stuff. We probably don't need to as much as we do, but it's still better than not. Is it unnecessary? Probably.
I wash my hands a lot more than I used to. And I'll admit for a large period of my life, I did not wash my hands hardly at all.
Yeah. I haven't seen a
I feel like as kids and stuff, like
I do a ton now, and I think COVID changed it. But then also just like dog stuff, kid stuff, whatever. I just feel like my hands are dirtier now than they ever have been in life.
Well, we also have to like change diapers and stuff. Like that's like when you just by like utility alone, the amount of times we have to wash our hands in the day because of changing Charlie's diapers is significant. I just truly, when I got this question, I was like, I don't think I've ever even thought of that because I'm normally already doing dishes when I'm unloading the dishwasher. It's what's worse of a chore for you? Here's a poll: unloading the dishwasher or folding laundry?
That's a great question. I think folding laundry because it takes longer. Because I hang everything.
I like folding laundry.
Yeah, you do like folding. I hate it.
I don't mind it at all. Like I hate drying dishes.
I know.
I hate drying things off, and it takes so long to do all of them. Sometimes it's none, sometimes it's all of them, and it's just like it drives me crazy. But folding is just like a tangible task that, like having a giant pile of clothes on our dining room table and then whittling it down to these nice little perfect piles. It feels so good.
I think you also like folding because you worked in retail for a little bit. Like you're good at it.
You always criticize my folding when it comes to your clothes, though.
Because you don't use as much care to fold my clothes as you do your
I'm just not used to folding sports bras and yoga pants. I'm used to folding like pants and sweaters. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yes.
No, it's weird. I don't know. I don't know the best way to fold yoga pants.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just solely time wise,
Look it
like I can unload the dishwasher in like 3 to 5 minutes. Where like folding and doing all the laundry out, that's going to take like 20 minutes.
We have this annoying thing where if you open our dishwasher, it blocks the cupboards next to it. And so you have to stack everything up on the counter and then do it after. And it just,
infuriating.
I'm sure it delays the process by all of 5 seconds, but it drives me crazy.
It really, it's so annoying.
And when the dishwasher's shut, it also blocks a drawer that comes out. So you have to open the dishwasher to open the junk drawer.
Also, our son loves playing in the dishwasher, so if you open the dishwasher to unload it or load it, he comes running and, like, tries to get on it and then help you or, like, hold a knife. A butter knife, like, we're not putting real knives in the dishwasher,
A
let's be serious.
knife.
You wanna hear from our friends at Warby Parker or
Yeah. So this wasn't intentional, but I did put on my glasses before recording this podcast
they're
today.
good-looking ones?
And they are made by our friends over at Warby Parker. Not that long ago, we were on vacation and I lost my sunglasses case. Had 2 pairs of sunglasses in them. One was a pair of Warby Parker sunglasses and one was a pair of my reading glasses, also from Warby Parker. And I was absolutely devastated because I've had these glasses for years.
I know.
Warby Parker makes it easy. Not even reading ad copy right now because I've just used them so many times in life.
You've been a Warby Parker stan for, like, 10 years.
I don't think I stan anything. I think I appropriately fanboy.
Okay.
But yes, I have been a supporter of Warby Parker since the day that I needed glasses.
Yeah.
I even turned down my optometrist, who I'm seeing next week, so I can get more Warby Parkers. I even turned them down and said, no, I'm going to Warby Parker. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Now I can see the football when it's snapped at UT games. I can drive at night. It's awesome. But that's my prescription's not what you care about. You care about Warby Parker. You can just stroll in there and they'll suit you up.
Have you done well, first of all, there's several Austin locations, which is really nice, but if you're not in a place where there's a location, you can do the virtual try-on, which
Mhm.
I really love. I was doing this the other day with sunglasses because sometimes you order something, you're like, "That'll look good on my face," and then you realize, "No, it won't."
Well, we're lucky. We've got like locations near us. I could walk to one of the locations near us. But if you don't, yes, the virtual try-on does work. The width of glasses always throws me off, and
Yeah.
I'm always like, well, what does this company consider to be wide? What is medium for them? But they don't just offer prescription glasses. You can also get sunglasses, transition lenses, like Dylan of Circling Back fame. Have you seen his transition lenses?
No.
That's the thing. They transition in the light.
I heard Randy got some real souped up Warbies.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about them.
Randy's just out here balling. Did you get some blue blockers?
They have anti-fatigue and blue blocking in them with the regular prescription with them.
See, I
So
need
they
that.
can get a bunch.
I need that. But it's also nice to know that you can do it in person at one of their over 300 retail locations across the US. Go make it happen. Warby Parker gives you quality and better looking prescription eyewear at a fraction of the going price. Our listeners get 15% off plus free shipping when they buy 2 or more pairs of prescription glasses at warbyparker.com/mail. That's 15% off when you buy 2 pairs of glasses at warbyparker.com/mail. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please just support our show and tell them that our show sent you. What's next?
Okay, the next question is a compilation of questions that I got when I put up a prompt box yesterday and in our DMs. So we're just going to have a little, sorry, Randy, this does not involve you, conversation about parenting.
Okay.
People want to know what it was like to transition from 0 to 1 kids, 1 to 2 kids, general parenting tips, and what the best and worst thing is about being a parent.
Okay.
I'm going to start this off. I personally felt like, and I've said this many times before, I personally felt like it was worse to go from no kids to 1 kid than it was to go from 1 kid to 2 kids, 1 kid to 2 kids.
It's 1,000 times worse. Not like worse, different. Like it was a tougher adjustment. I didn't have babies in my life, and
yeah,
then I had a baby in my life, and so it was like the difference between that and having a second kid and having the comfortability and the lack of anxiety around a child crying for 30 seconds. You know, like when we first had one child, and he cried for 30 seconds. It was like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do?
Right.
And like that panic just kind of went away, and it just made everything easier. Your time goes away.
Yeah.
I think like you have more time to do things in your personal life or like things for yourself when you have one, which is great. But like the harder part isn't like the actual parenting. It's just reckoning with the fact that you have no time in life anymore. I was thinking about you and I the other day, and I was like, you and I essentially each have like 2 hours of time where we can do whatever we want during the day.
Yeah.
You have like after work before going on mom duty.
Yeah.
And I have like at bedtime
when I'm in.
when like you're helping get Fritz down.
Yeah.
And like those are our windows. If I want to go, but like that's that. I mean, we have other windows too,
But what sucks is they don't overlap with each
yeah.
other.
And so like daily, each of us have like these 2 times that are kind of predetermined for us. And like that's been a weird thing to get used to. It's like if I go sit somewhere and look at my phone for 45 minutes while you finish the bedtime routine that you're forced into,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm like, well, I just wasted part of my window.
Yeah, like that is definitely hard to reckon with because mine usually comes in the form of while our children are napping, when I normally also want to nap. But then it's like there's other things I need to do. It's the same thing for you. It's like when I'm doing bedtime with Fritz, it's like if you you want to just decompress, but you're also tired, but it's like you also have to get things done. Reckoning with that with young children, I think, is difficult. And I agree with you. Having multiple makes the time for yourself harder. And it also makes like giving your partner that time a little bit more difficult just because then you become outnumbered. Like, here's an example. Yesterday, you were like, I've got to go do something for work. And then because you need to go do something, I now have to corral them, albeit usually unsuccessfully, away from you so that you can like be uninterrupted. And same thing for me. Like if I want to work out, it's like you've got to like keep them both away from me. Whereas when you have one kid, one parent can usually entertain one kid a lot easier than like one parent entertaining 2 children.
Yeah, but it's all relative too. Because
Yeah.
like when we had one kid and one of us needed time to do something, like it would still unravel all the time. But then like now if we had one, it would be the easiest thing in the world. And like
It definitely is. It is all relative. And I think that's what having 2 kids made me realize was like, I had it so easy when I had one. And then I'm sure if we had a third, like we'd be like, God, I miss those days when we only had 2. But like, I think it was more difficult to go from 0 to 1 because you don't have any perspective. And even now, knowing that things are tough, or like knowing that I am, I mean, the hours between 5 and 7 are tough with young kids. It's just like you've got to do a bunch of things. You've got to keep them entertained. You've got to feed them dinner. You've got to
yeah,
get
but you
them.
need to be careful complaining because from what I've learned from other parents is that we are lucky when it comes to like bath time routine and stuff like that.
Right. I'm just saying like those hours, like I think if you polled any of our friends who have children the same age as we do, they'd be like, the hours really between like 4 and 7 are difficult because it's like the witching hour. Kids are pissed. You've got to do a lot of things. You also have to entertain them. So you can't just like throw them in front of a TV, although that is sometimes what we do. Like but then now looking back at that, like, I'm like, this is hard, but this is hard for a season. Like, I know that this will become hard for different reasons. Like we'll have to be doing their homework with them and things like that. And
Yeah, but doing that interactive stuff for me is way more fun and like fulfilling than like lying on the ground getting beat up. I like doing like that wrestling playtime stuff, but like if you're already tired and stuff, I would rather
Yeah.
sit down and like do an activity than possibly get my
do some math homework.
wiener kicked 5 times in a
Yeah.
night.
But I remember when we had Fritz and like we would go to a restaurant and he would like be mad or like scream or not sit in his chair. And I would just absolutely lose my mind over it, be anxious about it, be stressed. And now, not that we like let our kids like run wild, but I'm like, okay, he's a kid, like we can't force him to sit down and like,
Mhm.
You just stop sweating the really small stuff, I think, when you go from 1 to 2. And I think newborn wise, it was easier for me because I trusted myself more. I like trusted my instincts. When you have gone from 0 to no babies to 1 baby, you really are like relying on other people's advice, your pediatrician, God forbid you're using Google, like, or your favorite Instagram influencer. But there's so much information at you, and it's hard to sift through like what works for you specifically because every single person does it differently. Every baby is different. And I think I accepted that a lot more with Charlie. And Charlie was a different baby than Fritz, but like Fritz, I also had really bad postpartum anxiety with Fritz, but I could not for the life of me like feel like I had it under control. And with Charlie, I kind of just let go of that control, I
Mhm.
think,
I agree.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
What's your number one must-have baby item?
Uh,
The Duna?
The diaper genie?
No.
no.
Will hates ours.
Probably a Duna, yeah. The Duna. I think the Duna made our life the easiest. Like I think there's scenarios where the Duna is a stroller that breaks down into a car seat, and
Mhm.
like it makes your life easier. But I also know that there's like people out there that can't lift it or have cars that it's hard to lift into and stuff like that. So it's not for everybody. But for our purposes in life, it was great.
It was great.
Like we convinced like airline to let us put it in the seat one time, and
That's another underrated tip that if they have an empty seat, you can just bring your car seat onto the airplane.
so we just plopped that down. But like it just like having some it did make everything really easy. And like a lot of the other stuff that we bought for around the house, I just feel like there was nothing that made my life that much easier.
Yeah.
Like, a swing is always great, but like you're only using it X amount of times. And
Right.
yeah, I don't know.
The baby Brezza's up there.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that it's up there because you never had to mix a formula bottle by yourself.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. We never really had
Oh,
to.
yeah. Sorry. I thought you meant like make a formula bottle. Okay. I was gonna say.
The baby Brezza, for those at home, Randy, is basically like a Keurig or an espresso for formula.
Oh.
It like spits it out and warms up the water for you. So it like mixes it all in and you don't have to like a normal formula bottle. You have like the water and then you put in the formula and then you shake it up. This thing like doses the formula based on how many ounces you want to make. It's
Interesting.
so great. And it's so nice. Yeah, there's a lot of pointless baby stuff. Oh, another thing, the last thing I'll say before we go to best and worst is we should have traveled more with Fritz if we had the means
Yeah.
to. We were like so afraid to, and we would bring so much shit, and then you just realize like you actually can just wear your baby.
It was pretty easy too. We traveled a couple times just with him, and it was really easy to just kind of do everything. Like hotels were all really nice to people with kids. Like
They get you a crib. You don't have to bring a bunch
well,
of stuff.
like nice hotels too. Like I mean,
Any hotel will
any
have a crib.
hotel will?
Yeah, most of them.
Like it. Yeah. Once you have two, you realize that you should have done it.
There's just more planning that goes in when you have two, and obviously having two children on an airplane is a little bit more complicated. Having one, like that was so simple. We just didn't realize how good we had it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being a parent right now?
I don't know. There's a lot.
I think like literally specific to this season, probably in the last couple weeks, is how much both of our kids, but especially Fritz, since he's a little bit older, just watching him interact with you and like the world around him is really fun. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was going to be one of these parents, but he just learned how to ride a bike and it's like it has filled me with so much joy and like watching him like learn how to do it and be proud of himself.
Yeah. There's
Was
like a
great.
huge amount of nostalgia for me, like seeing him do things for the first time and like the way that he operates, just being like, I remember being at that age. And like, I obviously didn't feel that way when he was 3 because I don't remember being 3.
Yeah.
But now he's like getting into the same animals I was into. He like is wanting to watch these like animal shows or he's pretending to be an animal and like staging these games and like doing things. And it's just really funny to see his imagination run wild and actually have him be able to like verbalize that. And you can get along with it. And it's just cool.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. It's a lame answer, but like I've really enjoyed just being a homebody with them, just
Yeah.
like hanging out and doing stuff. And like, it's just been nice. Like the snow day on Monday was awesome.
Yeah.
You were at work and I mean, for the first part of the day and I got my stuff done early in the morning. So I didn't have to do anything. And like just hanging out with them and doing snow day stuff. It was just fun. Like
Yeah.
building Legos and playing with Play-Doh and we went outside, but the snow was so crappy that we couldn't even enjoy the snow day.
It was just ice. Yeah.
But it was still fun. Like, it's just they're at an age where it's fun to be at home with them and play.
Yeah. You want to go to the next one?
What?
Next question.
What is it?
I'm going to read it.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hey, Mail and Crew. I work a stressful bank fraud job where people tell me stories about how they lost their life savings. They're going to lose their house and their kids are going to go hungry. Half the stories are lies and the other half are honest. When I work these, I have so much work to do, and being empathetic is not helpful. I've been doing this for a few years and I'm very good at it, but I've noticed I'm not very empathetic to my friends and family anymore. I feel like a sociopath. I don't know how to explain this to my significant other and worry this is an issue in our relationship. I've been trying to get out of this line of work, but have been unsuccessful. I kept this one in here because I can relate. I think in certain lines of work, when you are either in really high stress environments, like medicine is a great one, and you're really seeing people at their most vulnerable points in their life. And also you're in an industry where people will take advantage of you when you give an ounce of empathy. It is really easy to become cynical.
I mean, you totally lack empathy on the medical side of things, even if you don't realize it.
No, I do realize that.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, because like just the way you can you'll tell a story about something at work, and like the way that you can breeze over something, like other people are like, "What?"
you just become very detached.
Yeah, you're kind of numb to it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think that you're like numb to human emotion of like someone dying or something, but like the way that you can talk about it in a work capacity is like a special skill that I don't think most people or some people have.
I described this to a friend one time. I think jobs like this, like his and mine, you become very good at compartmentalizing, and that skill can carry over into other parts of your life, so that when you encounter something that's uncomfortable for most people or upsetting or horrifying or whatever, your brain automatically kicks into like that compartmentalization mode and protects itself, and you lose the ability to like have true grief or empathy or even like fear or anxiety about it. And I say that I have fear and anxiety and empathy and grief and other aspects of my life, but especially for medical things or even death sometimes for me, I feel like I have a hard time being fully impacted by it because I have seen it at work. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
One thing I think that is important, or one thing a tip I will tell this guy, I think, first of all, it's important to remember, like, you still have your humanity, even if you're not reacting in the way that people think that you should be. And you're not like a narcissistic or like sociopath personality for not having empathy for every single person's situation. And because you've seen bad things or like watched people take advantage and it's made you cynical, that's just a normal human reaction. But I think that one thing that may help this guy is talking to a therapist about those emotions, because I do think that, like you just said, other people do realize that like I lack the ability to like be histrionic about medical stuff or have like real fear or, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like when bad things are happening, or even to like us, our friends, etc., like I don't even become emotional about it anymore. You know?
Well, like I feel like most people are losing empathy. Like we see a lot of brutal stuff online, which is one part of it, but I also just think that like we don't talk to each other anymore as much as we used to. Like
Yeah.
my default if we're out of coffee is to like order more coffee for a grocery pickup and not like go to a coffee store and like order some and like do it.
Right.
Like it's just I think we all kind of do. And I also think the older you get, the more you just start lacking empathy for things too. Like if you listen to the way that my mom talks about death and people dying versus the way that I handle it, like it's
Mhm.
totally different. And, you know, she's even made comments to me being like, no, like when you get to my age, like that's the only news you get about friends at a certain point.
Right.
And it's like, I think you just kind of get numb to stuff, but like working a job like this is probably going to amplify it. Um, but
I
also
think
like you can't just grieve for every single bad scenario that happens in life. Cause I think that like that just is a tough place to be. Like you can't totally throw yourself into that.
I do think that there is utility in talking to your friends and significant other in addition to a therapist, because I agree that like even saying it out loud preserves some of your humanity. Like there used to be days when I would work when I worked in the PDICU that I would come back and like admittedly our jobs were very different. Like I was literally dealing with dying kids and like you were existing a lot on the internet.
I
So
was
I think
pushing page views.
it was really hard to connect about that, but I also feel like it was cathartic in a sense because you would listen to me and be like, "Okay." And maybe you didn't fully grasp like the
Didn't
gravity of what was going on, but
didn't understand a lot of the words you were saying.
even saying it out loud was helpful. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Well, I haven't seen new, like I could tell if you were upset about it and stuff like that.
yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
And sometimes I do think this is a real mentality. This probably exists in this guy's work too. But this is a mentality in medicine where we all like get together and talk about medical stuff and like that can be helpful too, but sometimes it's almost more detrimental because then you start seeing like the technical side of it versus like the humanity piece of it. And I think I would come back and say like this horrible thing happened today, XYZ, and I would be like very numb to what was going on. And your reaction, like, oh my God, that's awful, almost made me be like, okay, you're right. Like it telling someone who's not in that line of work what happened gives them the opportunity to have like a real human emotion about it that you have compartmentalized. And then you recognize like, oh, that is awful. Like, let me marinate about that for a second. And like you said, you don't have to like sit there and think about every single awful thing that happens and really like perseverate on it. But I think it is important to continue talking to your friends about it. Not all the time, but like if something really sticks out to you so that you can get their perspective and like maybe think about it in a new light, if that makes sense.
Do you think our vet thought that I had no empathy when he told us that our dog had a irregular heartbeat and he used a scientific term?
No, I think he thought you didn't know what he was talking about.
Okay.
That's why he got me on the phone and told me
I
what
was
was
like,
going
oh,
on.
right on. Okay, cool. So
No,
what do we do about that?
He just thought you didn't know anything.
Okay. Okay.
Which is why he called me instead.
And I guess you are aware that I think his biggest problem
His
here, he
awareness is
says,
good.
I'm not very empathetic to my friends and family anymore. Maybe just try to be like taking that like whatever the word. I'm not gonna even try.
Compartmentalization.
That's so hard for me to say. And just remind yourself like these are the people I really care for, like, and try to like pull yourself out of it. And be like,
Yeah.
I
"Hold
also
on,
think
like, these are people.
like he needs
that I need to know."
I think he should understand too that like you don't have to show empathy to your friends all the time if they're going through something. Sometimes like a good friend is just someone to distract you or
To listen.
be positive, or not even that, just be positive. Like
Right.
like just be like just be present for people. Like I mean, you don't always have to be like empathizing and talking about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like I have certain friends that I talk to, and like even if I know that they're going something stressful through work or personal life, whatever, most of the time we're not talking about that, and I'm not checking in with them that day to like talk about that. I'm just
Right.
like, hey, what up?
Yeah.
Can we say what up to Green Chef?
Yeah.
Anyone
do it.
annoyed with misleading healthy meals? I put healthy in quotes there if you couldn't tell. Tired of locking in for a New Year's trend? Not me. Couldn't be me. Green Chef cuts through all the noise as the trusted authority in clean eating, delivering only real farm-sourced ingredients. You can trust every bite. With over 40 clean and customizable weekly recipes designed to give you peace of mind. Clean eating without compromise. Every Green Chef box delivers certified organic produce and responsibly sourced proteins and seafood. That means avoiding those ultra-processed fillers. And there's even science-backed nutrition in here. Reach your wellness goals with options like Mediterranean, high protein, high fiber, plant-based, and more, all clinically proven to support healthier habits. And it's just convenient. Take control of your health without the stress. Let them do the research, meal planning, and grocery shopping so you can enjoy the low prep, low mess meals for every lifestyle. And it's sustainable. We're a big sustainability company over here. Randy's not wireless yet, but he'll get there.
I feel like this is the best part for me. I mean, besides the health and like cooking, is
And the flavor.
how much grocery waste we have.
Yeah.
It like infuriates me.
Yeah. Well, they cut food waste by 20% versus grocery shopping and offset 100% of delivery emissions. We use it. You should too. Right now, go to greenchef.com/Mailgrazza
Yeah.
and use code Mailgrazza, MAILGRAZA, to get started right now with 50% off Green Chef plus free Grazza olive oil set in your second and third boxes. This 50% offer is only available for a limited time, so don't wait. That's code Mailgrazza at greenchef.com/Mailgrazza. It's a good little deal. I like that.
Yeah. It's a fun one.
Olive oil's hot right now.
You ready for this last question?
I guess. Is this directly talking about us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or we can do the bonus question.
I don't care. How do you handle conflict? You seem to get along well. When we are in conflict, I power clean and spend more time in our den upstairs. What do you do?
I think they're talking about how we handle it together, not like what we do when we're pissed at each other.
Well, it's still what I do.
That is what you do. I think it's important, number one, to recognize one thing. For other people to recognize one thing, because I do love you and I do think that we're really good communicators for the most part, but obviously everything you see on social media is a highlight reel and we do fight.
Yeah, but like, yeah, whatever. Every couple fights. But like, I was going on a golf trip and I got in the car to go on said golf trip and I told my buddies, like, yeah, no, Sally and I are in a huge fight right now. It's not good. And they were like, oh, okay, that makes me feel good because we didn't think you guys fought that much. And I was like, okay, well, maybe we're just now getting to be good enough friends that I tell you about when I'm fighting with my wife. But like, I don't know.
I definitely think that there are seasons for us of we'll have like tiffs, but then when we fight, it is like I feel like it gets dragged out because what happens is we fight and it like it starts as one thing and it turns into another. And one thing that I think you and I have been doing a good job at recently, because I do think that we are good communicators. I do think that we've learned that it's more important to take a step back and calm down, even though that's hard to do because we both don't like to fight and we want it to be done. But to take a step back, calm down, and try to see the other person's viewpoint. And one thing that you've been really especially good at lately is being like, we started fighting about, I was upset because I needed to help or whatever it might be. And then it turned into something else. And you're like, okay, let's go back to the baseline. Like, this is what we were originally arguing about. Like, let's fix that before we turn this into like a whole other switch tracking. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I think that we listened to that one episode of a podcast that one time. Remember that?
Yeah. There was some New York Times podcast that came out before Circling Back even existed, talking about like switch tracking or something and the way that people essentially, I don't know, try to win fights by bringing other things up that,
right.
Like, and it like once you start doing that, it just amplifies the fight. And like, I don't know why we didn't listen to that many podcasts, and like that wasn't that like revolutionary at the time, but I do think about that podcast a lot. Like, oh yeah, we don't need to be talking about that right now because that doesn't matter.
It's not pertinent to what we were upset about. The other thing I think that you and I are getting better at, and this just takes work, but this is a therapy thing of like, when we're in a fight, we're both saying stuff and usually we're both on the same page, but we're just seeing the fight from a different perspective. So like, you care about this part of it and I care about the other part of it. And we think we're not aligning on something, but really we're just caring about two different parts of the same whole. So one thing a therapist has told us is like, you have to recognize your own emotions and like how you felt before you can tell you need to be able to recognize the emotion you felt and tell the other person how you felt so that they can understand. Because if we're fighting about like the kids, whatever, if we're fighting about that, like with it, I'm feeling stressed out and don't feel like I'm being helped, and then you're like, I am helping you and I'm not being appreciated, or that's the fight. It's like we both actually feel that way. We're just looking at the issue from two different angles, and we just keep talking, but then you don't say like, okay, the reason I got really heated in that moment was because I felt overwhelmed and I was angry about this and I was upset about this. And if you can't name your emotion, then you can't expect your partner to also name it for you. Like, you've got to recognize how you feel first before you expect your partner to reciprocate that.
Yes.
And I do think that is one thing that it takes work. Like, that takes time. And just kind of realizing that, like, it's not about there's never a winner in our arguments, like, truly. And so when we're getting pissed at each other and we're like, you're just trying to win the argument, it's like, I say that and then I'm like, well, there's never, like, I'm never looking back and been like, well, Will won last week.
I don't know. Sometimes you get to walk away and you're like, yeah, I won that. That's me.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes apologies hit way different than other times. I'll say that.
Yeah. But sometimes it's worth just getting a calmer head and realizing, like, this is dumb and I'll just say sorry. Like, this isn't worth it.
I know, but then I always wonder, is it too late now to say sorry?
Take this seriously, Will. Seriously?
Oh, here comes the conflict, everyone. Live action right here.
And I'm not trying to say, like, be the bigger person.
Cut it, Randy. Cut the feed.
I think you and I hate to, like, never go to sleep angry, but we do that. But I think it bothers us so much to be at odds with each other.
Yeah, but like,
I
hate to say this, but marriage has also made me like care less about going to sleep angry.
Oh, I agree.
Like, I hate to say that, but like, it's like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm not going to stay up all night arguing.
Right.
Like, what? She's not gonna pack her things and move tomorrow. I'm not going to do that either. So I think we should maybe go get some rest and wake up and sleep.
Right. But I also, what I'm saying is, like, we don't let things drag on for days at a time because I
don't like arguing when the sun's down. Like that, even after that, it's like, I just don't want to be doing this.
But also when you bring kids into it, like, having to parent while you're at odds with each other sucks.
Facts.
Like, it really makes it infinitely worse.
Yeah.
Because you're just not on the same team. And I think it's important when you're in the middle of it, if you can't get a control of your emotions and you're like just losing each other in terms of like being on the same page, it is important for the one person to tell the other, like, okay, we got to take a beat. Like, I need to go calm down. Don't be like, you need to calm down. Although I've definitely told you that before, but like the best that I've been is being like, okay, I need to go take some space. And usually if we've argued and then we have like the work day the next day and I've like had time away from you, I can usually come at it with a clearer head and be like, okay, I understand where he's coming from. But it takes work. I mean,
yeah,
not for us. We're perfect, but like other people
probably need to work on it.
Yeah. I've heard.
What's the final question?
Do you have time for one more? This is a long episode. We're already 70 minutes in. This is the bonus question. Where should my fiance and I get married? Outside of the USA, 30 people, not millionaires. Trying to do a little small wedding somewhere.
I don't know.
My brother and sister-in-law.
I feel like you don't have to be a millionaire to go out. If you're only doing 30 people, you don't have to be a millionaire to do it internationally. You can probably actually do it cheaper than you could do it in the United States.
Usually, but the dollar is actually pretty shitty.
We struggle right now.
Yeah. Our friend who got married in Italy literally saved a bunch of money because the euro was so shitty when she got married.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And they were
like, no, let's pay now.
They even let you
break tables at the wedding. It was great.
Yeah. Okay. But my brother and sister-in-law got married in Italy a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was small. It was just our family. Almost 30 people. Not really, but 20 something. If you're getting married abroad, you don't have to like have this whole extravagant thing. I mean, they rented a house and we got married at the house, or they got married at the house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you and I looked into doing it in Scotland, and then we just decided to pull trig and get married.
Yeah.
Which would have been tight.
I mean, if you could make it real simple and just go to like
Mexico,
Banff or Mexico. Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying if you wanted to do it, especially if you were going to have 30 people that like you want to travel with after, like and you make one of them the officiant, like you don't have to have all this like really absurd stuff.
I'm going to say don't go Caribbean because weather.
You don't want to deal with hurricanes.
And I also think things can get more expensive down there because it's harder to get things in certain places.
Yeah.
Like if you want to stay in this hemisphere, like I don't think you're going to go wrong if you do Mexico or if you did like a cool, like a wedding in Canada somewhere.
But I also think if you were just
Depends
going
on
with
the
30
vibe.
people, like go rent a chateau in France.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you could find something kind of baller if you wanted people to go that far.
you can get like some castles in Scotland.
Yeah,
That's
like
sick.
honestly, on Airbnb,
Get
it's
the
like
Trader's
kind of
Castle.
wild. It's really far up there, and it automatically. I think that's the misunderstanding is like when people get married in Europe or something, they're like, God, they must have spent so much money, but actually, it's not that bad. Like probably pretty comparable to renting a house in Mexico. But it's obviously the airfare there, but it just seems infinitely more baller because you're like, oh, we got married at this chateau, which already looks really beautiful. So you don't have to like do that much work to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to like bring a bunch of decorations and stuff. You just like,
Vibe out.
yeah, at like an Italian villa.
Dress up as the Lord and Lady of the castle and
Yeah.
make everyone dress up as
I
peasant
mean,
chic.
I'm really glad that we did what we did, but if we wouldn't have been in on the precipice of COVID, I mean, we would have gone to Scotland and gotten a castle. It would have been tight.
Sure.
But I mean, I think doing a small abroad wedding is actually very chic, so it makes it seem like you're more loaded than you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to look loaded for their wedding, but
I'm just saying, I think he
Sounds
said
like they
like
do wanna do something
he or she
baller.
said not millionaires. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, you probably are assuming that of other people, but really
Yeah.
it's probably costing the same as like getting married
yeah, I agree.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
So many good tips from us. All right. That's going to do it for us at the mail-in. Remember to subscribe, rate 5 stars, review, and tell a friend. You can leave a voicemail at the hotline, 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. You can also always DM me on Instagram at Sally deFries or sal.gals. Will, where can the people find you?
At will@washmedia.com for the mail-in rebrand contest.
Great. What about your social media? I heard you
Will
have some.
deFries across.
Okay. Send it
Also,
upstairs.
circling back pod. I got heat today in the hopper.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot.
He's
Randy,
he's a real guy.
I'm a real guy right
thanks
now.
for
guy.
producing. Where
I
can
came in today just
where
real
can
motivated.
Brethren find you?
You can find me at Randy Trebacki on all platforms.
Great. It's been a great episode. Thanks for popping on, Will.
Thank you for having me.
Randy, thanks for your time as well and
As
dedication to
always.
this show. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.